So let's cover what are the big disruptive changes that you really need to buckle your seatbelt for. The first, these are U.S. statistics, but they apply globally in different dimensions. But we're moving into the gig economy, meaning we're moving away from full-time employees. Right now, we're roughly in the U.S., and the proportions are the same. The numbers will be different across the globe. But we're roughly in the U.S. about two-thirds full-time employees on the left, and about one-third project workers, or what's called gig workers, meaning they hire on for a project or a short term and then they go away. Freelancers is another word used. We are going to be shifting in the next 10 years from two-thirds employees to roughly two-thirds giggers or project workers. That makes a major shift in how we all work. All the things you think about, how we establish culture, how we establish communications, all the things that are, onboarding with a company, they're going to totally change. And why this one slide is so important, you think you're here to learn about how do we work globally. I'd like to help adjust that thinking. This model, the gig economy, is like global, even if they're in the next town, even if they're in the same country. The fact that we're moving from two-thirds employees to two-thirds contract workers, everybody is going to be on different time zone, different needs, different agendas, different projects. It's going to look just like a global economy, even if you're all local to each other, because there's going to be a lot less full-time employees. So I want you to think about that, because everything I'm going to teach you in the second half, part 2, is really about how do we deal with things when the majority of our people aren't in the next cubicle or aren't even in the same company. So that applies to global work as well as the future of all work. So think about that. The majority of the people you work with will not be full-time employees in the near future under the same company that you are. There's going to be a big shift in that. So it's the first major trend I want to share with you. The second, this is the biggest one that hit me. It's like, holy geez, how do we deal with this? A TED talk this past year, Maurice Conti from Autodesk said, how we work will change more in the next 20 years than in all of the past 2,000. Like, whoa, who do you know? I don't know if I can deal with that. Who do you know that could deal with that? And why it's coming up that way is because of artificial intelligence, machine learning, all the robotics, all this stuff. What's going to happen is the machines that we use will start getting as smart as every person that we're using. And everything we do is going to completely change. So what you're seeing right now, it started with Uber and Lyft. You're now seeing driverless trucks and cars. Things like that are going to happen in every single industry. Now surgeons can, a surgeon in the US can perform an operation in India without being there, all by robotics, AI, high-speed internet. So that's the shift that we're seeing. So think about this. How you work will change more in the next 20 years than in all the past 2,000. Let me bring it down to just your lifetime. That means for the next 20 years, you will be experiencing a lifetime's worth of change about every year.
Netcom Learning helps customers build innovative learning organizations by achieving a smarter workforce and adapting to change and driving growth. And we do this with a broad catalog of offerings, developing customized learning plans and our global delivery capabilities. Since 1998, we have been empowering organizations with our managed learning services to help them reach optimal performance results and address challenges. Currently, we have 9 practice areas in which we specialize. They encompass people, process, and technology training. Today's presentation is from the business and leadership practice area.